Hello, dreamers, and welcome back to Dream Queen by Perla. That's gonna drive me crazy the entire time. As always, guys, thank you for all your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. And if you haven't done so, I encourage you to do so. It helps with growing the channel, getting the video out there for more people, as well as keeping me accountable. For personal readings, all that information can be found down below in the description. So we have Taurus Gemini Cusp. And for you guys, and again, guys, before we get started, these are general readings, so only take whatever applies, please, and leave the rest. We have this energy of like naughty. There's something that you're doing that either feels naughty. Now, this doesn't have to necessarily be sexual, right? This can be financially, this can be spiritually, this can be whatever it is, right? Sometimes we try something and it's like, oh, you know how like when you were a kid and you were told like, oh, you can't go swimming until, you know, right after eating, or you can't do this right after that because this and this is going to happen. It's almost kind of like that type of energy where you're doing something that maybe for a very long time you were told there was something that was not appropriate, or you were told that it was something that was naughty or was looked down on, right? So regardless of whatever area this is, you know, this naughty can be, you know, starting your own business and, you know, putting in like your 2 weeks notice at work, or maybe changing careers. It's almost kind of like something that may be that drastic when it comes to changes, but it's almost kind of like the way that they're showing it is almost kind of like you're sitting in front of like a mirror having a conversation with yourself, and you're like, well, I've waited this long, if not now then when? And then it's like the other part of you is like, but what if? And you're like, yeah, but what if? So it's almost kind of like this back and forth dialogue where you really want to go towards something, you really want to give something a chance, and because it has been programmed that this is naughty, it is something that you're battling with, right? So like let's use this as an example, right? Because I use my life experiences as examples, right? So to make it a little bit more relatable. So what I do here, right, it is something that I have been able to do since I was a child, right? Since as long as I can remember. Amongst other things when it comes to spirituality. And for a very long time, I was told that this was evil, that this was from the devil, that this was this, that this was that. And I always struggled with myself, right? And every time that I would turn my back to my gifts, it almost felt like my entire life was falling apart. But then again, I was constantly told, like, you know, at home, through religion, through everything, that it was wrong, that it was wrong, that it was wrong, that it was wrong. And then it came to a point where I had to sit with myself, and I was like, you know what, Perla, go for it. And not just go for it, just doing it, but learn, right? Get the knowledge of what is it that you're doing, where is it that these gifts come from, and kind of block out everyone and everything that is coming at you, that is bombarding you with information, and sit with yourself, right? And that's exactly what I had to do in order to allow myself to go after what I always wanted, even though for a very long time I was denying myself of it because of the way that certain people viewed it, because of the way that I was programmed to view what I do. And that's kind of like the energy that I'm picking up, right? For some of you, it may be something as simple as like, you know, you want to get toned, and somebody's like, you know what, you're like 60 something, like people at your age don't get toned. And it's like, seriously, right? And it's like, you know, you're maybe you are in your 50s, 60s, 70s, and you're dating and you want to get married, and people are looking at you like, oh, you're crazy, why you want to get married so old? And it's like, Seriously? And it's almost kind of like you have to realize that you're never going to please people, right? There's always going to be people that are going to support what you're doing, and there's going to be people that are going to be completely against it, right? In certain cultures, it's normal, it was normalized to get married at a very young age, where in other cultures is looked down on. So it's almost kind of like this energy, this whole naughty perspective that you have on whatever it is that you want to go after. It is just simply a program. And it's like, it doesn't matter how far away you try to move away from whatever this is for you, it is always going to come into alignment with you. It's almost kind of like, it doesn't matter what path you choose to take, it is always going to be there, right there with you. Because the way that they're showing it, it's like, I don't want to say so much like a fork that breaks up, but it's almost kind of like, it's like you, and then it's like you're on the right, you're on the left. It doesn't matter. It is always in alignment with you, right? So it's like, this is you, and it opens up like this, but it's always parallel to you, because it is part of your journey. It is part of your path. So you have to stop resisting it, basically. So let's go ahead and let's pull out a few tarot just to clarify. And I always want to remind you guys that, you know, like I said, I have 4 kids and 2 dogs. So any noises or anything that you hear in the background, I try to edit as much as I can, taking all those noises out, but sometimes, you know what, it just happens. So we have here the Empress. We have the 9 of Pentacles in the reverse with the 2 of Wands. So you're sitting here knowing that something is for you, knowing that something is in alignment with you, knowing that this is part of your purpose, part of your journey. But again, there is this failing or this lack of action that has been taken on your part, and you're still sitting there kind of questioning, well, if you do, you face whatever challenges come ahead, you face them when they come, and that's it. But if you sit there just asking what if, time is going to pass you by. And then you're always going to be in a space of like indecision. And whenever you're in a space of indecision, whenever it comes to anything, you have to make sure that you ground yourself, because then there's something within you that is not in alignment, right? So like your soul, your spirit, your body is not, there's something that is off link or it's offline. And you have to make sure that everything is in alignment. And then this way you won't be questioning or doubting yourself so much. All right. Let's switch my bag. So let's go ahead and let's pull out your love energy card. Now, the love energy card can be any type of relationship, romantic, platonic, spirituality, or yourself. So we have worth waiting for. Divine timing is at play in your love life. All right, and we talk about love, we're not just talking about one very specific relationship. So when we look at this, right, divine timing, right? So like I said, it doesn't matter how far or how fast you try to run away from this, this is eventually going to catch up to you, because this is meant for you. Now, the thing is that a lot of the times things are presented to us, whether in visions or however it may be, and we may not be ready for it, right? So it is almost kind of something that just keeps on coming back, keeps on coming back, or keeps on resurfacing until we are ready and we have enough confidence in ourselves, right, to go ahead and take that leap. So regardless of anything, whether you started now, whether you started a month from now, it is going to be in divine timing, because that is the time for you to go ahead and get it started and actually be, I don't want to say so much, do I want to say successful when it comes to it? Because I don't know, sometimes people look at the word successful and they hear that word and it's like, oh, it's money and this and that. And it's not necessarily that. It's just something that is just going to take off, right? It's just going to fit naturally. So let's go ahead and let's pull out your closing message. Merciful Mother Jamal, number 44. Right? So again, you're being guided. You already know what it is that you want to do, regardless of however anybody sees this, right? This naughty, right? And like I said, because these are general readings, I don't know why I keep on getting this thing of like open relationships or a different type of relationship, something that is not normalized or and I say it in quotes because there's nothing that's really normal, right? There are just things that we are accustomed to and things that we that we're used to seeing, but that doesn't really necessarily make it normal, right? It's what you are exposed to. And it's almost kind of like you're being told to go ahead and take the leap with whatever this naughty thing is for you, and trust in yourself and trust that you're being guided where it is that you need to be. Well, guys, that is all that I have. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing, guys. Take care. Love you all. Bye-bye.